Recording starts. Welcome to the pilot episode of Watch TV Pong. That what we call it.
Yeah,
Yeah. First episode, first pilot. It might be the first episode, next episode, but it's just the pilot to just check everything, check levels, check in terms of sound, check in terms of everything, and this, that, and the other. People
real.
on streams they call me salty phantom, blah blah blah. But I just hear. But we have two guests. We have CJ
You,
and we have Darren. Oh, wait to see with all the fellas. Wait to see.
We good, we good. We good on this side. Happy to
yes,
be here. Happy to be here.
All right,
that's the thing.
cool. All right, so first topic. Since I just really want to make sure that we keep in like engage in the topics and everything.
Yeah,
Which one you want to start off with? The X-Men or the Madam Web?
honestly, let me take the trash out first now.
Alright, alright,
It's a short trip to the bin, you know.
It's a
right,
short trip. It's a short trip. It's a short trip. It don't have to be long, dog. Like,
right,
real talk,
mm,
we know what it is.
right. So, the three of us had to kind of make I don't know, I could have be playing Tekken, but I digress. The I spend money that I can't get back to. Oh, I mean, all three we spend money too that we can't get back to subject to subject ourselves to watch the movie of the century, Madam Web. How they feel like we talk about any positives about that movie?
I
Any?
mean, we, I mean, I couldn't stop looking. I couldn't stop looking.
Mm-hmm. All right. Anybody want to go
Honestly,
first?
yeah, I could honestly safely say that a lot of the heat that film is getting is quite warranted. Because while I did go in and we did know that we did hear at least a lot of negative reviews. The tendency for me in those cases is that okay, you're hearing everything negative. I was expecting the end result to be that we went in. It was not going to be such a good movie, but it wasn't as bad as people made it out to be. But damn,
Oh
that
boy,
movie was it was literally rock bottom.
was it, my standards was low, eh? Going in, my standards was low, but shit, boy, it really, it actually was worse than my standards. Damn.
It can't be that
Like,
worse.
horse, no, it's like, okay, so my thing with it is this. I know it was gonna be garbage because first thing first, cat out the bag. Nobody asked for a Madam Web movie. Nobody. Nobody. If you told me you wanted to see Madam Web in one of the Spider-Man movies, then yeah, okay, alright, cool. Madam Web is important to the Spider-Man mythos. Great.
Mm.
But a solo movie? Really? Did anybody ask for that? Do we know anybody who asked for that? No, we don't.
The only thing I would say in terms of Madam Web, it would have made more sense that she be in the Spider-Verse type of movies and thing, or if she in the third part of it. Because I think that is legitimately
Mhm.
the only reason I would want to see her anytime soon now. Because I don't need to see her in MCU stuff, especially with the arc that Peter is on right now. Seeing Madam Web right now doesn't make like logical sense at all. I think the closest you will see her, and you should see her, is in the next Spider-Verse movie. That
I
is my
agree.
opinion. That is my opinion on that because I'm like, but
No, because if you think about it thematically, it doesn't make any sense. Because if you're watching it real good, how do you, okay, in any of, well, the Sonyverse, which we know isn't really a universe unless it's the animated, like be real fellas, it's only the animated, we love it out here.
mm,
And well, Spider-Man, No Way Home, and Tom Holland stuff, which is
Yeah.
MCU, so you can't really count it. But at the same time, she doesn't really fit anywhere because in Venom, she doesn't would make sense in Venom. She would make sense in any of the Spider-Man, whether it be Toby or Tom or Andrew. Funny enough, as I say that, you know, already they use stock footage from one of the Spider-Man movies and one of Man Web Visions.
Yes, I did. I saw it and I was like, wait, and this was something from what
Yeah,
I.
that was actually funny enough. That was actually Peter's first swing. Like when he thought he couldn't make it above the thing. Yeah, that was his first swing. So basically, Sony was like, let me use some old footage from back then, that fellas, and call it a day.
Hmm. I
Yep.
mean, it's not the worst thing that Sony do, but in terms of what we could do or what happened in the movie,
True.
I would personally say that I think just think just in general that we legitimately need to, but we will get into this. But bro, yeah, anything to say?
I would just say that I think that there was potential in the movie. Um, just because in the MCU we have seen nobody or C-list characters become
Yeah.
iconic within the last 10 years of the MCU. Look at what Marvel did with Guardians, because I don't know how many people knew about them. I certainly didn't. But even though they're definitely not my favorite, they're definitely not characters in the bottom shelf anymore. I really feel with what Spider-Man is doing both in Sony and the MCU and the animated universes, I think Madam Web as a background character, even though she's getting her own solo, she got her own solo. I think there was a lot of room to improve, but
Mhm.
geez, a little bit of execution, man. And I think if they put some thought into it, I think that the way her power worked would have gone well with the direction that Loki took. How Loki is now, I can't remember the title, but he's now the guy in charge of the timeline. He holds everything together. I think Madam Web has a kind of interesting power that could have played into that in some way. So
Yeah.
the movie being as weak as it was entirely laziness in terms of directing and
Yeah.
the script. I think the plot could have been used, but geez,
Dog,
a little bit more effort.
dog, they actually it looked like some parts of the movie look like they use AI to like write a dog. I sorry.
Yes.
Like, okay, for example, like the worst character in this is not even the main characters, but the main villain. I think that has to be the worst villain I have seen in recent time, you know. Like real
Yes.
talk. Like real talk, like pause. If you told me what was his motivation, I was like, oh well, there was a fear that he would get killed. But then it's like, okay, so why they want to kill him? What's the reason for him to get killed? And then when you look at his whole plan was like, okay, so no, this was just a very cliche villain, and they couldn't even pull that off. And on top of it, his lines sound like course, it looked like an old kung fu movie because man lines was getting talked over, and his lips wasn't matching with the movie with the lines. Because I just out there like,
It's not only he, it's a few other.
yeah, yeah. In fact, yeah, actually, yeah. Now that I think about it, yes, big to big. Like it was an overall thing. But I think his own was just the most because it was like I don't know how is how he delivered his lines. I think is what caught me because it's like it sounded like a mixture of Mojo Jojo with Professor. It's like he was talking very fast paced. And I was like, why he talking like he has somewhere to go? What's going on?
Hmm.
So yeah, it was just really horrible. And you can kind of see Dakota Johnson wasn't really caring for this movie. Like you can see that she didn't care about this movie. Like real talk.
Yeah.
Honestly, I think that the directors and everybody in this project need to apologize to Sydney Sweeney because she's
I
beyond this
know.
job.
Come down, no. Come down, no. Come down. Come down. Come on. Come down.
Come Nah, Sydney had no right being in this movie. It's like she plays like, granted all her characters tend to be crappy people. She executes the hell out of them as an actor. So she really did not need to be in this movie.
I
It's
think
like, how did y'all
exactly.
drag this lady in here?
I think is they kind of banked on her hotness too because she played innocent schoolgirl, and I was like, dog, y'all are horrible for this. Y'all know what you're doing.
That is like, what do you call it? Michael Bay type.
Oh my god, yeah, that was Michael Bay type character right on there, dog.
That's Michael Bay directing with Kung Fu Panda 2 villain. Cause
And Tyler Perry script writing.
yeah, bro, that's exactly it. That's exactly it.
No,
The worst
I'm sorry.
movie.
People go get mad, but this is basically Tyler. If Tyler Perry wrote a superhero movie, let's be very, very, very honest. This is Tyler Perry writing a superhero movie.
No,
Yeah,
I call it. I
nah,
call it.
you know what is this? I tell you this. I tell you this. I say it felt. This movie felt like somebody who was legit just given the job. Say, oh, you're a writer, right? Oh, producer.
Yeah.
Produce a script for Madam Web. Even though you don't know what you're talking about, even though you don't know what it is.
Yeah, dog. Like you, like it was really like, oh, I just do this for the check. It had to just fit our deadline, and once we make it before the deadline, we good to go. That's how it felt, though.
And
And you're right.
that is for me, and that is my personal problem with like a lot of projects these days. And I'm not talking about this and that or any on what side or whatever side. I just think a lot of the people who write in some of these stories these days just be like, all right, I'm not a fan of this or whatever it is.
Yeah.
And even if like I'm not a fan, I should do at least a lot of or the most research that I should do to make sure that I'm not bullshitting whatever I'm doing. But then it just feel like a lot of people just is like, hey, I'm making. If I write this Madam Web movie, even though if it's garbage, I could still make a little, check here and there. And I'm like, ugh. That what it felt like for me personally on a
Yeah.
thing. Like,
she made the old 2006 Daredevil movie look really good in comparison.
In my defense, in Daredevil defense, to be fair, it was 2006.
is it
Yes,
is it that bad of a movie? Because I think it was just 2000. If you want to talk about a bad movie, let me talk about Catwoman, bro. That is some real bad movie.
yeah, for sure, for sure.
Yeah, but
But as it wasn't comic related, I mean, I don't feel too passionately about that.
yeah.
me, per- me, me personally, Catwoman. If only hear the backstory of Catwoman, dog, you will actually understand why it's a shitty movie. So like,
I wouldn't even need. I don't need no back. Like,
nah, it's actually funny because like, okay, so the director goes as Pietov. Yes, that's just his name as a director. Is a European guy. Like was Pietov. Like that's just his name, Pietov. Nothing else. And apparently, when he was approached to direct it, he said he hated how the Catwoman story went. So it's like he took everything away from Catwoman, and I was like, I gotta make my own Catwoman movie. And I just watching this was like, oh well, yeah, he made his very own Catwoman movie
yeah.
because and that's the thing David was talking about. I'm not saying do direct nothing, but at the same time, it has some people who just not supposed to touch certain genres of movies. And for comic book movies especially, you have to. I'm not saying don't make it into your own, But you have to keep the essence at the same time because in that movie, that
I
did not
it isn't even
feel like no Catwoman movie.
isn't even like movies and thing. I think it's for video games too. Certain when I
Yep.
say, bro, like you're making a remake of something beloved, and like I say, I didn't even expect you to know it from the back of your hand. And oh, I'm even saying not to do your own creative whatever, but if you just slap off something so lazily, and I'm like, bro, what? I can even do better. Then there's
Yep.
something wrong, bro. That is just me personally.
And that's where Madam Web ranks because at least with like the 2006 movies, you could kind of say people are still figuring it out if you think about it.
Yes.
Whereas Madam Web, of course, we know how to do it. Superhero movies are not anything new to do. We've had what 20 years of them dominating the box office or more than a decade actually. Yeah, a decade plus. And it's
Yeah.
like, of course, nobody saying don't make a Madam Web movie. People will be like, why we making these characters people don't care about? That's bullshit in my personal opinion because I
Agreed.
understand that some characters aren't bankable, but you can make a good movie. So, for example, the hate Madam Web got is the hate the Marvels got, and the Marvels wasn't even that bad. Like I actually watched the Marvels. I was like, horse, I understand if we don't like it because it's nothing new, but to give it the hate that Madam Web again, nah, dog. At least with the Marvels, there was effort here. It just didn't do anything new. That was the problem. But the thing is, it's still a movie you can look back and say, hey, somebody tried here. Somebody did something. Somebody did something. But yeah, I generally think with Sony, they I don't know, but I just really hope that Sony give up them rights to Spider-Man, which they won't. I don't think they ever will, but for just stop making these movies nobody wants. And even if you're making movies nobody wants, at least make them entertaining, now, dog.
Yeah.
We need Mobius too.
Funny enough, I watched Morbius the other day, you know, dog.
Uh,
Morbius, Morbius, what would I put with Morbius, boy? You know how Venom is like, what movie, like, what superhero movie was trash and I like, boy? Oh, Morbius is like Ghost Rider, the first Ghost Rider for me.
uh,
Yeah.
all right. So
Yeah.
all right. So let me continue on the topic on Madam Web. In terms of what what could be done or what should be done in terms of this property. I think all of us in agreements we might need to leave this alone, leave this alone for a while, or implement it in our way into either the MCU or into the Spider Verse movies. No? So is there anything that we could take from this movie at all, like positive, not like negative, but positively?
I mean, people kind of somewhat know about a web out there. So I think with that, you could just, not do this ever again and just put Madam Web in a Spider-Verse movie if you want to, because I think in Spider-Verse movie, they still didn't touch the Morbius and the people who eat off of totems because Ezekiel Sims was one of the totems. So there's that connection. So if after Beyond the Spider-Verse, they want to bring in Madam Web to bring in Morlun and everybody else, then yeah, but that's the only thing I could do. I could say. I could only say that more people know who Madam Web is, not in the greatest way, but there's a way to fix it.
Hmm. I would, how I would change it is to actually use the formulas that work because Madam Web used at least two tropes that I could think of, as in the we've seen a type of ESP main character that like gets these premonitions, whether by that old Denzel Washington movie, Premonition, I think, and
Yeah.
the villain was very 1970s James Bond, and even those as corny and cliche as they would come across in 2024, you can still do them right. So I think
Yeah.
that they definitely just, if you're taking those tropes, run them right. You have the best material to work with. Come on, at least do it right. Because otherwise the plot again wasn't bad, but everything was executed just so poorly. It was hard to take seriously, and not because there was zero potential.
And the sad part is the trailer of it when it first dropped. It was engaging, you know. I'm not going to lie. Like how they did the trailer the first time, it was actually engaging. It wasn't terrible. I was like, okay, I'm intrigued a little bit. But then the promo, the promotion for it was not the best, and you can kind of see that they gave up. It was dead on arrival after the first trailer because they knew what they did. So for me, there's a positive in the sense that you could use the cliche stuff. You could use even Man Web as a character. It's just that it needs more care and it needs more attention. That's all it did.
Yes.
That's all it does. It just needs attention because nobody's saying don't make these characters give their solo movies, you know, because okay, we know this, but Kraven the Hunter is getting a movie next month. Next month is Kraven the Hunter.
Is
I
that
I
a
laugh.
is that a Disney Plus movie or a cinema movie?
No, that is going to
Wait.
cinema. That's box
That
office. Like
ain't
that's
no way, bro. All ain't that
no,
serious.
no, I am not like my brother in Christ. I am not lying to you. We saw the trailer. I saw that trailer like 2 times when I went to the cinema last year. Pause. Yeah,
And I don't watch trailers, bro. I swear to
yeah.
God,
Now
bro.
you think you don't watch trailers, but I just watch trailers because as me like okay, I'll be updated. My guy, that is an actual movie coming out. That is not a Disney Plus movie.
Why
I
is
mean,
Keanu Reeves in this movie? What? I Google
no,
it. Why is Keanu Reeves in this movie?
no way, no way. I did not see Keanu Reeves in that trailer. No way, dog, no way, dog, no way,
Bro,
dog, no way.
I am going to send it in our group chat. I am legit looking at the casting people. I don't know if Google is just clogging me, but why is Keanu Reeves in this movie?
Dog, dog. There's a favor. Keanu Reeves doing somebody a favor because there's no way. There's no way.
Hold
That
on.
man, that man was in 3 John Wick movies. How all of a sudden he in the Craven the Hunter movie? Dog, that's a favor. That's a favor.
That man doing that free budget, man.
Cause the man who probably like him with the John Wick say, "Hey, you owe me one," and dog, and Keanu was like, "Alright, alright."
Oh, they man have too much money, bro. What the fuck?
Cause my thing is this, right? How did that conversation go though? Like, was it really a favor? It had to be a favor. He was like, "Hey, Keanu, remember that you say over one after I link you
Mm.
with the John Wick, and we make real money, boy, and we real vibes it,
Bro,
make
my
all
screenshot
it."
button up.
That's why I say, dog. Like he had to do like, dog. Remember what all our money we make? Yeah. And you say, dog, I owe you one. Well, you know, dog, you owe me one this time, you know. Cause no way Keanu normally said, all right, let me just do Kraven the Hunter. Like, dog.
Checking all your
I mean,
WhatsApp right now.
Yeah, see that.
see, okay, I saw Russell Crowe in it. I don't know why Russell Crowe in it. I think Russell Crowe is getting paid a lot of money to be in it because just so, but then again, he was in Love and Thunder, so he just doing anything at this point. Okay, um, dog, Keanu Reeves, what? Why is Keanu Reeves in this? Dog, why?
I don't know if that cap. Google can say whatever they want until I see it.
Dog, there's no way Keanu Reeves is in this movie. There is no way. No, Sony really just doing anything at this point.
I ain't watching this bullshit. Let me be real.
To be fair, that review will be done home. That review will be done home, dog. I'm not paid money to watch that.
I watching that from a legal site. Wink, wink.
Same. Same. We don't condone piracy here, dog.
Correct.
But no, but I think that Ariane brought it up. And Sony has to drop movies no matter what, though.
I saw that being the theory, but I'm not. When I just looking through some comments, I'm not sure how valid that is, but I do believe that is a contractual thing. Yeah. I'll have to double check the source on that again, but whew,
Yeah,
yeah.
dog.
Uh,
We really, we really just wanted anything to keep that Spider-Man back, dog.
yeah, since we already here, what what does Marvel have cooking up for the rest of the year? Because,
Oh, just that. Oh, I think it's just Deadpool.
just Deadpool.
Yeah, I think
Um,
they canceled a lot of projects recently from what I've been
yeah,
seeing.
yeah. They cut out some projects because they basically told themselves that it ain't making sense. Oh, there's Crave the Hunter this year.
Oh, yeah, serious,
I
bro.
believe I think everything that was being planned was that Blade
Oh
Blade,
yeah,
no, Blade's
yeah,
still in developmental hell.
and when that's in developmental hell, it have a video game Blade game that was teased last year at the Game Awards, and
Oh
yes,
yeah.
it
I
was
remember the trailer for that.
it
Yes.
was it was just he getting a little cut and be like, oh, hey, I'm a vampire. I'm like, alright, cool. But if that on whole, most likely that game is going to be whole because if we know how Disney does rule with this stuff, they want to make sure to get that double dip. Oh, I watch a movie about Blade, here the Blade video game, because they did that same thing with Spider-Man last year. Um, it wasn't as close, but it could see how they released Spider-Man 2 and
Yeah.
it was Spider-Man last year. Yeah, it was last year. Yeah.
Yeah. 2023.
Yes, sometimes Spider-Man was maybe like 2 years ago, but I digress. The what we could do. Anything else before we head into the next discussions that we really want to be? Any last thoughts on Madam Web?
Nah,
Right?
put that to rest. Safely.
Yeah.
All right, like, I
Oh,
even need to say that. So the biggest talk of the tongue right now is X-Men 97. Uh,
oh boy.
for me
Mhm.
personally, I'm glad to see, Scott Hemmers, bro. Shout out to my boy. It's looking like we getting all right. OP Scott, we looking maybe not the one who
I
just
think
get punched in the belly, and the one from the old series. And how did they do like Cyclops and whatever, but I think all of us have watched the two episodes. So first
yeah.
impressions on both sides.
No
Oh,
complaints actually. Quite excellent. I feel like very much it's a continuation of the original. It feels very much like we're back to that period. Not too much has changed. I, who have always been a fan of Cyclops, episode one,
Episode one, oh my god, bro.
oh, episode
was,
one was crazy to me, dog.
Scott was cooking, bro.
yeah,
Cause I was told that I have to do a Scott apology letter. Say less, dog. Say less.
nah, put respect on my boy. Like he has always been him.
Let me
I
tell
like that we're seeing. I like that we're seeing a little bit of decrease of the Wolverine glazing. All respect to Wolverine, love him,
you,
but
dog.
come on.
Man, say Wolverine crazy.
Nah,
No,
nah, my
I mean,
nah. My thing is, I'm just hoping that we get at least 4 seasons, if not 5 seasons, and one of them seasons is a kind of, you know, we have a little, if because I don't know if it's, I'm not sure because I'm like, I'm a bit mixed on it. It's more of the kind of, I remember it have it, but I can't remember. But a kind of like civil war of which ideas will be better for the team in terms of
Ooh,
if it's like Wolverine ideals or we going with Scott, and then
I love that idea.
and then at like the fifth season we know that Xavier had been alive. He just haven't really been thing because
No, I really hope not. I really hope not.
yeah, I
I
see.
mean, that's what it feels like, huh? It really does feel like,
Yeah.
yeah, if you're just sipping margarita somewhere, want the team to learn something valuable,
Yeah,
and then come
It's not.
back.
I wouldn't put it past. I wouldn't put it past him because, to be fair, Xavier kind of a jerk dog.
uh,
Quite so, quite so.
um,
But can we talk about the fan service though? Like,
in
I
terms
don't know if you know content Easter eggs, but bro,
Oh,
with Morph.
the Hellfire Club.
yes,
They talk about the
more.
Hellfire Club.
Okay.
Yeah,
No, I
the
have
new
a
fit.
lot of Easter eggs in terms of just everything. Like, especially, I enjoyed that they actually give Morph like a little bit more thing to do. He should like
Yes.
I see sight. Look, I was like, oh shit, she's there. I was like, wait, oh yeah, he did meet her that time, and
Yeah,
then I see Archangel. I was like, oh shit. I just bring it up. I'm not going to need the saber to just
When he turned into a blob and I think Wolverine jumped off of him, I was like, yo!
I went mad. Morph action. They actually use them Morph at his high potential, and I really like that.
yeah, and like
Somebody who's familiar with the sorry to interrupt. Sorry,
yeah,
who's somebody who's familiar with the later designs? Is Morph being represented as what is that character Darwin supposed to be? Because I don't remember Morph looking like that at any
Um,
point.
I think so. Well, the thing is, Morph and Darwin kind of, in a way, they kind of made Morph how he's supposed to be in the comics, for real, for real.
Okay.
yeah, that's how it
Because
is. Yeah,
yeah, that is. Well, that's how they are because he's kind of, well, of course, as we do want to skip it, but the controversy of him being, well, Morph being non-binary was that is it basically. But in the comics, the Morph is a genderless person. Like the man is basically a mold of clay as a person.
Right.
It's just that he takes the male form to, conform. The thing with shapeshifters, I think the X-Men has done, is shown us that shapeshifters feel comfortable in the form they take. So Morph
Yes.
takes the form in which he feels safe and is comfortable in. So for me, that wasn't really a problem when I heard the news of it because it's like, okay,
and then even at the same time, I really doubt they're going to really even be like, oh, this, that, and the other, because like in terms of the show, it just feels like X-Men,
Yeah.
especially especially that scene with Magneto, bro. He going to the
uh,
summit, and he is just like, you know what? All we would have killed all of you. I'm just going to chill.
Magneto. Sorry, yeah, but Magneto had a Kendrick moment, dog. Magneto had a Kendrick moment.
No, them Sato, them was dying, bro. And he was like, you know what? Let's just go back down. Let's see. I only do this because I only do this for my real dog and thing. Because I can't go against him. Well, he will die. Even though we was beefing and thing, I never wanted to damage Xavier at all, bro. He just wanted to look at his different perspective and this, that, and the other. But my thing, though,
Mm-hmm.
I can't remember. I don't mind Bishop being in the show. I would have enjoyed Cable a little bit more because I'm just a dude. for Marvel vs. Capcom 2 and Cable being so dope, bro. I know Cable was in the original series, but Bishop, though, are they just? I'm scared that they're going to do a lot of time travel, but whatever.
Mm-hmm.
In terms
I
of,
kind of like time travel.
I hate that. I'm starting to hate that trope.
I mean, with the X-Men, I expected to time travel. I expect them to just
I
time travel.
guess what you do, you could say, hey, we go into because how they're all hinting at that, like the original like the original X-Men, with the yellow, with the suits, I absolutely can't stand, bro. The
Oh
first
no,
ones,
you don't
these
like
are.
the original?
Mhm.
You like the original?
Yeah, the original thing. I can't stand them original costumes for the X-Men. I will be real. That 90s look that they have now, or what they using right now is what I like. If not, I like Evolution. I like Evolution design too. Shout out to
Honestly, I
Evolution.
find Evolution is for me before Wolverine and the X-Men series. That was peak X-Men series, dog.
Yes. Yes.
People
Believe
don't
that.
like Evolution because it's not as
Hey,
campy.
give Spikey he flowers. Put Spike in this series.
Bro, yes. Spike is one of the best OC characters we've had. And
For me,
the transition from Spike to Armadillo and him joining the what do you call the guys on the ground again? The Brotherhood?
the Morlocks.
The Moloch? Yeah. All the way.
Pause. Pause. The thing I like about Spike is that he was a character for the show, and he ended up being a fan favorite. I really like when that thing happened because it's like it shows that you don't need a comic book character to be you don't need to be you don't need a character from the comics all the time. Like it's just good writing for a character because he basically got not the same level, but he got the love Harley Quinn got because people tend to forget that she didn't start off as a comic book character, and that's why I like.
Yeah, and the female Wolverine, she started from Evolution, and they just put her in the thing, if I'm not
Yep.
mistaken. Yeah, and the thing is like I'm surprised he like Spike don't really have any comics like that either, and like
The thing is, he was good on the show, but like I feel like as the show ended, they didn't really know what to do with him in the comics part of it, which is kind of wild because everything was there. Like his writing was right there for you to just go and
low
do it.
key, but low key though right now it makes so much sense, especially with if you're listening to this podcast. Sorry about the spoilers, but the
Yeah, spoiler alert, everybody.
the
Before we,
but
yeah.
with how with especially what happened to Storm, it would make sense to actually just get even if it's leaving him being in the show. I wouldn't mind a cameo of Spike just being like, "Hey, was he seeing family? Boo, 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 boo. What happened?" Because you see Storm going back home, everything, whatever. If
And that's not, yeah, and I like from the comics too.
and if anything, especially with everybody saw the Easter egg from the first episode and even from the trailers, where the news article asks him, "Oh, is Spider-Man is Spider-Man considered a mutant?" And if you ever realize in the old show, they had cameos from other people from other like comic series or people from the universe, not the different Marvel universes. But sometimes it would just be a little quick whatever. So if you ever watch the original series, sometimes you will see Spider-Man like it will legit shoot a web, but you wouldn't see
I
Spider-Man.
can say that. Funny thing is, you say that. You know they're actually in the same universe, though.
Yeah.
So yeah, it could happen, but the whole argument of like if Spider-Man is a mutant is actually funny because there's no wrong answer, but there's no fully right answer, which as real laugh at.
Yeah, because one thing I'm just really just enamored by, because I think some people had leaked what episodes are coming up soon and this, that, and the other. They have a two-parter, and they're doing it like very, very extremely old school. They showing the first part 1 week, and they showing the next part like 2 weeks after.
Good. I Justice League Unlimited type
Yeah,
writing.
if
Yeah,
you have to be,
yeah,
Yeah.
you see the episode title called Part One, and don't expect Part Two anytime. Allegedly, that is what I saw in our group, but I'm not sure how true that is either.
Hmm. That'll be interesting though.
I
I'm
hope it.
still
I hope it's true. Me personally, I hope it's true.
I don't mind not seeing the like the completion of that arc or whatever arc they're trying to say with that two-part episode or that.
To be honest, don't do the two-parter episode unless it's a season finale. To be honest,
Nah, but that what they're doing, part one and part two allegedly from that leak. If it's true. But
why? I had to
Do
see
we
that.
have
Yeah.
any theories as to who's the second Gene?
what, my friend,
I feel like that the real Jim. I feel like that the real Jin.
me and my friend was like, what would be real fucked up if that was Emma. If it's Emma Frost,
Nah. Nah, dog. That would be a super violation, actually. Actually,
Gambit getting violated right now too. So we don't know.
dog. You know what killing me with Gambit, dog? You know what make me cry for Gambit? That man was talking about she ain't going nowhere. My power is charm, and I just hear like, oh, okay. But then I see Magneto pull up, and I was like, dog, no. Why Gambit had to cry, no.
He bombed out Marvin's room. He bombed out Marvin's room.
Oh, that man is crying in the corner, dog. That man was crying in the car, dog,
Yeah.
because he was so confident that Rogue wasn't leaving him. He put his head on the block for the girl, boy. Like nobody. What is wrong with you?
Hey, sure to think you heard about it wasn't too much of a controversy, but a lot of people don't know about 90s punk now. In terms what you wear, what you wear at the first scene in the
With the crop top?
yeah. So
Dog,
No, I didn't even notice that.
no, I didn't even notice. I was like, wait, that's something that he would definitely wear. The type of person he. If all it seems like modern day Gambit, bro.
Dog.
He's wearing.
you don't need to. You don't need to tell us though, because you know why, dog. When you watch Gambit, you know that nigga don't care. You all know Gambit don't care. Like, boss. What I find funny about it is that it's based in the 90s. Of course, there will be a crop top. Of course, dudes wore crop tops in the 90s. So I'm like,
Not even great thing because even for his aesthetic, that is something he normally wear.
yeah.
And the thing is, it's just like, whatever. I don't. And most of the people was like, yo, just reaching in this one. Some people went to the thing, but then again, it's a Facebook group. So, do that as you will. Do that as you will. But,
It's always Facebook.
me and my friend had a kind of weird opinion about just the show, because we were watching some the animation and all of that, and certain scenes we really like, but then there's other certain scenes that we was like, this feels a bit weird, and they say, what this reminds us of. I do remember that CGI Spider-Man show
Yeah,
that was on
yeah.
Nick.
When you Patrick Harris, when
Yeah,
you Patrick Harris was put on MTV,
yeah.
dog, dog, I will never forget that shit. Dog, that needed an next season. I don't care what he said, that needed an next season.
It just too. It's some like certain things look really really good, but sometimes with that show too, like for us and me personally, I
Hmm.
really feel like some of the anime, like I understand the aesthetic they're going for. I personally don't mind it as much, but I can see it now. I can legitimately see it because it's like, bro, some of these scenes are cool as hell, bro, but some of these scenes is like, okay,
The Cyclops landing is the cleanest scene of the series so far.
it
I,
is.
I
But for, but for,
dog,
but for me, though, I enjoy, even though we saw it in the trailer. I'm glad that we get to see the whole fight with the Sentinels. That we see that basically,
it didn't work.
basically Storm is basically a kill streak in Call of Duty. She say, hey, she,
Man, they send them the forecast,
Yo, that was a hard line. That was very hard.
Dog, yeah, dog, that was, I watched that, I was like, yo, that's a bar right there, though. That's a bar right there.
Get him
He
the
was cooked.
forecast, bro. He just knew she was about to wipe the floor.
Plus, I know the hardest part about it, when the lightning hits, it was turning shit into glass. I was like, dog, you're doing proper. I'm finally glad Storm has got some time to shine at least in the 2 episodes because they keep
she
underwriting
would
for
have
my
she
money.
would have get cooked in the old show because I was watching it like a year or 2 years
Boy,
ago, bro. Oh, baby, stop! Ah! Get cooked.
dog, Storm in the old series. I don't know what. I don't know why writers didn't want to write Storm properly. To
No,
this day, I don't get it. But horse, I don't know why they hold back on Storm.
no, you know who they? I want to see how they're gonna write. Gene, bro. Gene is famous for getting cooked in that whole series. Isn't
Gene,
Yeah.
Gene had. I. This is a mean thing to say. I feel Gene had iron deficiency.
it?
Oh yeah. Gene was probably anemic bad.
No, no, Gene was anemic because there's no way, as a powerful telepath, you out here losing. I mean, she had better scraps in X-Men Evolution, Like
Yes.
they treated Jean better in X-Men Evolution.
Facts. Like I was very surprised in Evolution that she held her own in fights. She wasn't fainting all the time.
He was a difference maker in a lot of scraps.
And she was actually very close to where Scott Summers is in terms of training. And I think that's one thing X-Men Evolution did right. As in, despite the fact that they were teenagers in that show, everybody threw hands. Like Scott took down like
Although,
what, three football
al-
players with his eyes closed because they when mutants got exposed. Bro, don't play with them.
I personally, and I think the closest Cyclops got to good writing was Evolution. If you watch it, because people was like he was still whiny in that show, but no, Cyclops is constantly is a complainer. Let me be real. The man is a tactician, and a tactician is a perfectionist. So to be very honest, I can't vex with him on that. And plus, they were teenagers, so it made sense for him to be a bit whiny. He
Yeah,
was getting he
and
was getting it all thing.
and
So for me, it's okay, but in terms of live action, Scott was done dirty. Me lying. Ooh. Or
Scott was us. Scott. I go in and see Scott was a simp in that movie, bro.
course, I all respect to Cyclops fans. I'm glad they get it right and he gets it from the comics. But y'all was starving, boy. I swear to God. Y'all
Nah,
wasn't getting nothing.
nah, them legit say, hey, we ain't really gonna pay this man too much money for this last movie.
Course,
It's like, let me
course.
just kill him off, bro,
They
immediately.
never dog. I don't know what. Fox had against Cyclops, but the mission, if the mission was to make Cyclops not cool, mission accomplished. Because for every movie, I cannot remember one good Cyclops moment, you know.
You know
Oh
what we
God,
remember? You know what we remember? We remember the Nightcrawler scene. We remember the Juggernaut
God,
scene. We remember Wolverine being
God.
Wolverine. We remember Magneto doing Magneto stuff. We
But
remember.
what one did we get? Hey, you remember that Cyclops scene? As somebody who is a Nightcrawler fan, I let people know on this podcast, the one person, my number one person in the X-Men is Kurt Wagner. I don't care. Has his writing been good recently?
No.
It's been hit and miss recently in the comics because for one spot, they had my boy dating life being very good to very horrible. His political stances were really like, I don't know, that's not Nightcrawler, but whoever writing him need to stop. And now he's Spider-Man. So I'm very happy for him in the comics. But compare Nightcrawler media time to Cyclops media time, two very different representations. Because as a Nightcrawler fan, I did not starve once.
Wow. But what we could do in terms of X-Men '97.
Huh?
We get in 2 episodes. We like how we get one episode on episode 1 and episode 2. Some people, and I
Oh,
don't know how some people get it. Some persons get that third episode already, but
pause. A third episode.
allegedly the one of the YouTubers say that he see it already. He got a little thing, but then again, he's a big shot, so I would watch the video because I really gotta take the chance if he actually watch it. Then I get spoiled. But they're expecting about the next 2 episodes, and I know the answer. But what we expecting from episode 3 and 4? What developments you would like to see in episode 3 and 4? What storylines? What you looking forward to seeing more?
Boy,
Or
bruh.
expecting? What are you expecting? Or what you want to?
Uh,
Let me make some
well,
guesses.
in terms of theories about Jean, I had one Emma Frost, but I also was wondering if this was gonna be a messed up storyline where Mystique is the is a Jean that we've seen or something. If Mystique is the one who's by the door, I don't know.
Oh,
Um,
from, well, nah, you keep going. Sorry, you go ahead.
yeah. So that's one thing I was thinking about. Two, I don't know if how many of y'all know the picture that was shown with the original team with Angel and Beast when he was still when he was
Normal.
not blue. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that picture that's directly from the very first
Yes, it
X-Men.
is.
Yeah.
That's the
Yeah.
uncanny. Yeah.
That is what they used to call Jean Marvel Girl.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
I don't know. I would like to see Iceman. I'm not sure if he ever showed up in the later seasons of the older one.
Hold on, let me remember. I'm thinking. No. Yes.
Yeah, I don't
Uh-oh.
think they ever used him.
Nah, they never used Iceman. Iceman actually was. I don't think Iceman was ever in the show.
Yeah, so I'd
Um,
like to see a little something from Iceman.
right. I personally, for me, with Jean going in, that has to be Madeline Pryor.
No,
It has
he wasn't in sure.
no, it has to be Madeline Pryor because it's like, okay, Nathan is born, Jean is pregnant, dog. That is Madeline Pryor. It has to be because it's
Uh,
like,
no,
I mean,
we need the biggest heights. See, I want.
of course, I'm telling all you, if they go and drop Mr. Sinister on us as the villain for the first season,
No,
for this season,
no, they've already teased it from the first episode.
yeah. And I was saying, it's like, dog, they have to give us Mr. Sinister. Because if you're introducing two genes, that means Sinister is somewhere close by. And for me, I will always say Mr. Sinister is one of the biggest ups I have ever seen in comics. But he don't ever get no respect. That man do so much dastardly shit. I just be like, dog, this man really living up to his name, dog.
Magneto can't be the biggest up anymore.
Nah, me personally, I kind of like what they're doing with Magneto because when they introduced him as a new will, I was like, yo, this is actually very engaging. It's
Well,
very
Yes.
not, it's
well,
not straightforward. They're
well,
actually going to do something with him.
no, but it's known that Magneto have a stint in the comics, and it was a very long stint that he was the leader of the X-Men. And
Me personally, it makes sense. I understand why Charles put him as a will in the will dog. Like people ain't gonna people some people who casually look at it go be like, but what happened to Charles? But if you think about it, Charles and Magneto are very much similar. Same people.
yeah, it's just a thing because it's whatever happened because let me be real, if whoever had to dead first really and truly, it was going to be Xavier.
Dog, me personally, when you think about it, Xavier is kind of a shitty guy, dog. Kind of shitty.
He is.
Let,
All right.
let's be real. For people who don't know, the X-Men kind of there are members of the X-Men who you don't think would be shitty people are shitty people. Because for example, like people never expect like Beast to be on evil shit. I often have to remind people that Beast is a war criminal. Beast is a war criminal.
But he said big words.
Yeah, he didn't just say big words and is very intellectual, but in the comics, he's a whole war criminal. I'm not going to lie.
Nah,
Beast,
but this is this is 97 BC and do all of that.
yeah, he ain't gonna do that all yet, eh? But I just said, like a lot of times people look at the X-Men as just like this ragtag team. Nah, the X-Men have a lot of baggage, and Professor X has a lot of baggage from suppressing gene powers and memory, which was messed up, like Big Man. What is wrong with
Being
you?
in love with her.
Like, oh my god, we don't like come on, boy, don't you didn't need to bring that Darian. Like, oh god. Oh Jesus. Oh Jesus. You didn't have to go there, dog. We could have leave that alone.
Right,
No.
sorry.
Mm,
Don't do that.
Wait.
I want to.
Me personally, although I know it happened, I was like, also the really gonna do the Magneto and Rogue love thing. I don't mind it, but they damn already cool. But in terms of it, I think the funny thing with X-Men 97 is that it pulled no punches in 2 episodes. From the jump, you were not going to relax.
Yeah, I guess. For me personally, even though I just talk about it and it pop up on my suggestion despite about MTV series, but Google listening to me first of all, and two, it me personally, I just need to see that gallery, you know. Let me see some people. Let me see some people come back. Let me see some new faces. I'm just excited to see that.
Yeah.
I need to see that rogue gallery quick thing because I was like, wait nah. The fella with the powers. I was like, wait nah, and this is that fella from Evolution.
What are you talking about?
The
I
Which
know you're
one?
talking.
the rich dude that Jubilee is like legit. It's legit Aquaman from yeah, it's
Oh,
legit yeah,
Sunspot, yeah.
it's legit
oh
Aquaman.
yeah.
It's legit
I
Aquaman to
remember.
the to when Jubilee, like from the first set of episodes when Jubilee was like, I'm not too sure if I would fit in this thing, and Storm was like, nah, you fit in here. So
And
Yeah.
Jubilee, I
so
mean personally, I feel like Jubilee go and get her good character stuff as usual because they're using her. They're not just using her as like a kid. They're using her like how we left her, where she was left off. Like
what
she's actually going to become a mentor this time
so
instead of
Yeah.
being a mentor.
so with that's lower.
Dog, keep Dazzler away from that shit.
With that's lower.
I okay, dog. Matter of fact, I don't know why Dazzler is a thing.
Nah,
But
She's one of the people who cannot control she powers like one time.
true. But what I like too is that the fight scenes are very solid.
No, because
I mean,
we in our time and age that we have we a lot of like how popularized and how mainstream now movies, if not only movies, like just the influence of like how shonen anime is. I think it would be an injustice if we get them still some fights from back in the day. I could watch it, but I would be disappointed if it was great to be
oh,
seen. Man.
course, them old heads was really fighting it. Yes.
Uh, we we need to see some anime like type of thing. I need to see um I need to see if Colossus is back like fully into the tank or more to the
Oh,
Colossus. I need to see that
oh,
scene from that X-Men movie where Purple Free get through as a
dog.
javelin, bro. We need that back
You
immediately.
see them combo moves? I need to see more combo moves in this. In this,
Yeah.
I
Yes.
need to see more combo moves.
I need
You
to
see that guy with that Wolverine combo move?
Bro, I was
I
not gonna say that. Yes.
yo,
what
hey,
what if what if
nah, man.
because Omega Red was in the series, right?
Who?
Omega Red.
Yeah.
Bro, if Morph turned into Omega Red, bro, oh my god, bro. Somebody going to ask the dumb question, why don't Morph just turn into it's a snow colossus or whatever.
Right.
Yeah.
Thoughts. Then will get me mad. And I also did see that in the other trailers that Nightcrawler might be in 97. So it's like, yes, I need this.
No, because I think with like how everybody kind of had their own thing going on, and especially how Gambit moving, I feel Gambit might leave my thing. Gambit might take a little break from the X-Men though, because really actually what is his purpose? I just staying there. If, so
It would be
Oh,
interesting if members of the Brotherhood, in the absence of some people who may be leaving, Scott, Jean, well, as in Brother Gambit, if people like
maybe
Avalanche come in, yeah.
yeah, I think no, I think because and some of them did like I remember like watching that video like yeah, some of them did became X-Men up a certain time in the comics too, so it would make sense too, but I feel like a season finale when they're like, oh, we are we last legs. That let me come on, help, my enemy of my enemy is my friend type of deal, man.
Mm-hmm.
And
true.
we could also see if actually if I was in this show, I started to make some teams. I making I switch it up. Not the whole cast. We can't switch out the whole cast. So Rogue, we will keep Rogue, we will keep Recyclers, we will keep more, we will keep all these people there. But certain people who we not too sure what they're doing, they could add a little own subplots and thing, bro. Like let me see something like I say, let me see that Rogue gallery and let me see some people we ain't seen that long time. We'll see people we ain't see, too much now because
And, and also, too, we need to see Morph cook more because I sorry. But
I need him to have the blicky again, bro.
dog,
I
you
need
know I
I need him with
you
the
know what I like
gun.
about Morph? Yeah, he has the gloves. But you know what I like with Morph? I kind of like how Morph is like Wolverine trigger, but Wolverine friend as well.
Well, yeah. If you can't trigger a friend, what is the purpose?
Because he was very disrespectful to morph into a pregnant Jean, though. That was very disrespectful. Like, dog,
That was a violation. That was a
like, buddy,
violation.
why would you do your brethren that?
Hey, he like the L too. Not my problem.
But I hope they don't make Wolverine simple
No,
over
because
Jean this season.
I was thinking about that the other day too. I was like, I wonder if it's just two men gonna be crying in the booth in this whole series, in this whole first
Nah,
season.
dog. I can't. I cannot withstand seeing Wolverine disrespect himself like how he was disrespecting himself in the 90s.
No, we need, the love triangle. And that's why I say if I really just want all the madness to happen, bro, make one of them emperors.
I think
Dog,
I think Jean had her time in the streets. Now that she's her mother, I think that baton could safely be passed to Rogue. So now we have a love triangle. Make it a square. Bring in Bobby. I want Bobby to come in. Let's get more messy.
nah, man,
We
dog,
can't
I can't.
bring Bobby. We not emo looking, We not emo. We are Southern Belle, bro. It have a difference, man. We,
Goff Rogue was tough here. Let me be real.
I prefer, but the thing is, I prefer Southern Belle. I take powers from one of the most broken characters in comics. Rogue, but that evil. I don't know, bro. I don't know if anything. I hope. Because I feel like something is going to happen at that season finale. Because if I could find back that term, and if these are the episodes and whatever, Loki,
Yeah.
somebody really and truly either going to lose their really and truly, somebody is either going to go missing for a while, and we ain't gonna see them until season 3 or season 2, or you know, on our big to big. We need to say, we need to see some people, because even down to Deadpool was in the originals, in that original series, we had Deadpool, we had Iceman, we had
And it was like a different Deadpool too, though.
and because yeah, it was like, especially with like time and time
Yeah,
space.
because it wasn't like the comedic Deadpool we know it is.
Nah, but like I said, this show is backed by Disney, and men have all the license. Them don't need to pay out of it like they used to have to do. And FYI, Wolverine, we don't need that yellow jumpsuit costume, bro. We need the one where you just you had the jumpsuit, no mask or nothing, bro. We That's all I'm asking. I just need Wolverine without the mask, bro. I need a little bit more mature Wolverine, bro. Still on
To
the
be
shits,
fair,
still on the shits, but a little bit more mature Wolverine.
to be fair, dog, the man going through it, okay? Gotta give him a little grace.
So I had to wait. He had to get you out first, alright?
Yeah, you gotta do the little growing up and thing now.
Nah, I need to see. You need to take off that mask immediately, bro. I don't want to see this. I understand it's an iconic look, but the iconic look is him just no mask, nothing, bro.
Honestly, dog, I I kind of want to see where it goes, though. I want to see what they do.
Bro, I want to see what they do with Storm, because it's like, damn, Storm really take that to the chest, right?
Pause. That broke me, though.
Nah, I was like, damn, they really go in there? I was like, oh shit, they start to pick up.
Right off the bat too.
I was like, whoops. Because Loki, it could have also been a little bit, I know it was for shock, however, when Magneto get hit with that, that would have been chaos, bro. But I digress. But X-Men 97, it really, like, us liking it is cool. Even, like, just the people who don't really follow comics, who really, think is in love with it, because, even, down like celebrities like LeBron James, saying, him being our old man, say, where can I watch this? Where can I
Oh,
watch?
you saw that? You saw that?
No, because as a basketball fan, they like we see somebody who like he put a post, right? Somebody else put a post of like the current quote unquote lazing meme for LeBron James.
Dog, the soup's grave.
The
Soups
soups, yeah.
really, soups need to have some pride of him for himself. Cause I saw that I was like, no way, no way.
It have a new glazing meme where they call it LeBron eat the sunshine, bro. That he knew LeBron glazing meme. If anybody wants to know,
Dog, why did Soups offer to pay? Why
because
did he do that?
because that is their glorious king, LeBron James.
Nah, dog. LeBron James is a whole billionaire. He told him do the package. It's like my boy, my boy. You don't need to do all that. That's a grown ass man.
But okay, so hopefully everything works out with X-Men 97 because whew, 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 whew. I never see a pilot episode been so good in a long time.
Yeah, boy.
I've-
Off the gate, off the gate, off the gate. They literally was like, all right,
yeah,
get them the stuff, dog. And I kind of glad that Marvel and overall superhero movies are getting that finally because, bruh, it wasn't horrible, but it's been tough. It's really been tough.
I think a lot of these, comic book stuff we need to go back to our roots, bro. We need more animated movies. Fuck this live action shit, bro.
Don't blame you for that. I really don't blame you for that. I don't blame you for that.
Give
I
me
really don't.
DC do the same. No, legitimately DC do the same. They stop making
You
live
see,
action. Stop making live action. Make an animated movie, please. I'm begging. DC, I'm begging. Oh
I mean,
god.
they make animated movies still, though.
No, but remember those are either straight to
DVD.
either straight to DVD or on a
Yeah.
streaming service, bro. But I need cinema, bro. Man will actually go and watch it. Bro,
Right. I actually understand. I understand. Yeah, that makes sense.
I'm fed up. I'm fed up. Freaking. Hey, let me into because hopefully everything works. Like I say, everything works out with 97. Cause
So question.
Yeah, what they do, man. Yeah.
No, I know everybody viewpoint it already, but how y'all feel about people calling X finally realizing X-Men was always woke? Well, quote unquote woke.
Bruh, you know the same man from Facebook, huh? We don't even need to call names, but CJ, you know.
I, yeah,
I
boy.
see homie say yesterday, people all in their feelings about comic, comic opinions, and it's like, bro, it's not that serious. Dude, the call is from the house. The call is coming from inside the house.
That-
That's
That's what
literally
I'm
you.
saying.
my friend,
That's what I'm
oh
saying.
nah.
Cause, like, okay, we ain't gonna call names, but Jed, people are literally out here trying to say like we should live and let live, but there's the same people complaining about how Morph is non-binary when Killer is a whole shapeshifter. Like
And
he's a whole.
and he just
They are,
and he just cleared up.
yeah, they are a whole shapeshifter. And secondly, when it's like the thing I find it funny when people say the whole also it's woke now, it's like y'all were really looking at the source material thinking it's a cool superhero team and just left it at that. But the minute it actually showed what it really was, and it wasn't hiding from it. X-Men never hide its true feelings from anything. All of a sudden they're ruining my childhood. How are they ruining your childhood? What were you? You were
No, because you know why we're in the childhood? Because a lot of the thing is how I never look at it that way, but that was
On
critical thinking. I was like, bro, so you feel that man was pulling out these how y'all mutants going on thing, especially with the where homeboy legitimately say, hey, if only mutants start to, be good in the eyes, where these space for the regular humans, bro, that's the
dog,
racism, bro. That's the
dog. The
racism.
sad part is that's a real life conversation. That's real life comments.
Yeah.
yeah,
Like people don't want to admit it. That is what a lot of folks have heard in their lifetime. I've heard that in my lifetime. And what's so funny is that X-Men, you see X-Men and shows like The Boys and things where they try to do real life things. It kind of shows a lot of people's media literacy bad to it because, like, imagine, like, on Twitter, I saw a thread where people was like, not gonna lie, he was a cool villain and he was kind of spitting a little bit. It's like, yeah, this actually proves that a lot of y'all would be part of Friends of Humanity because, like, there is no way you saw this person and not catch, oh no, this man is basically part of a hate group. This is a hate group. He
Yeah.
is somewhat a
No,
Nazi.
because
That
I
is a Nazi.
funny thing I legit forget that was that thing back in the day, Friends of Humanity. I was like,
No, there was
why?
many
I
people
was
on
like, what the
Facebook.
hell fuck out of here? That is what legit got about movie.
Exactly. And the thing is, the Friends of Humanity was always in the series. So I'm just looking at myself like, people were not watching this shit seriously, dog. I don't care. Y'all were not watching this with the mentality that y'all were understanding what's going on.
No,
So
that just a bunch of people who had
and
no
unless
context. Like, maybe.
yeah, and unless you were reading, if your only point of view is Uncanny X-Men, where the original team was mostly men, completely white, and really and truly would not have faced that much bigotry, is like, okay, I guess that version of X-Men was the shallowest we've ever gotten. But even that, the central plot is bigotry. And then
No,
they
but
started to diversify where it actually makes sense because it's not just powers, is who looks. Do you still
yeah,
look human while being a mutant? Because it's levels, it's intersectional.
But why?
So
exactly.
But my question: how you can be a fan of the show and you watching on Carney, bro? What you expect in the 90s, bro? Like, bro, how?
Oh,
How? How you can be a
oh,
to
fan?
be honest, I read I even though I've read other comics from X-Men, I started when I decided to get into it, I try to go back to the very beginning so I know how the characters evolve. Same thing with Daredevil for me. I went back right to the beginning and I could honestly see the differences in the
of course.
modern generations of Matt Murdock versus 1963. So it is an interesting thing to see what the culture was like because
Of course, yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
knowing who was in the room writing those weird lines, you could tell even though
Hey,
Marvel has always been diverse and wanting to be diverse, you could tell this was the undercover racist. You could tell that some of these comic writers were basically that lady from the teacher from Everybody Hates Chris. She thinks she being
dog,
progressive, but some of these
dog,
people are just racist as shit.
dog. I think one of the wildest things I always tell people is that, like, you see of you see progression of like characters like Captain America.
Yeah.
If people saw Captain America in his early days, it was like, dog, bruh, we really came a long way because Captain America was saying all these slurs, like all these slurs. And I just feel like that's crazy, though. You tell me this, and the thing is, it really does show who was in the room. the mentalities in the room. And the thing with X-Men, I think the only thing that you hated X-Men for is how they made the whole thing of they didn't look at the intersections properly at all, you know. Because like, yeah, there's mutants, but they'll never look at the struggle of how being black and a mutant goes,
Yeah,
or how being gay and a mutant goes. And
yeah,
on top of it too, they made it so close-ended that people miss the message. Hence why we have what we have. If they were
Mhm.
very in your face, like how they are, but then again, they never got the chance to do it because if you look at TV from that point, even like how TV sitcoms addressed racism, they addressed it very black and whitish. You know, they never talked about the intersections and the structure of it. So,
yeah.
like for example, if you watch if you watch how sitcoms used to tackle serious stuff, it was very PSA, don't say no to drugs, esque writing. Like there was not any deep detail because let me be real, a lot of folks were not ready for it. If we being
Correct.
real, a lot of folks were not ready for the topics we have now. So I feel like this is going to be the most accurate sense of X-Men because we're in a time where yes, it's very, very heated, but it's at least open to talk about it compared to back in the day. Like, you
I
know why compare?
I wouldn't
Yeah, you
even
know why?
no, but
Yeah,
my thing is with it though. I don't even think even if even if it's like the best depiction, I don't even think they need to go very, very totally in depth
yeah, of course.
because like the thing is, it's like bro, it's like how did the Magneto speech, especially in that second episode, it was done well. That is how it was supposed to be done, anything, but like time and
Exactly.
schedule and
Yeah,
them legit was on our budget, so they couldn't really waste time to have scenes like that in the original.
and not just that too. We are in a point now where writing has gotten a bit deeper. So, for example, like I was saying, in the sense of like, well, you know the show Seventh Heaven.
Yes,
Dog,
yes.
if you think about it, we a lot of sitcoms had like Seven Heaven type ass writing when it was ready because it's like at that point in time, you have to know your audience, and at some point you know that your audience is not ready for certain things. So, for example, in terms of like the mutants, we also have to understand that not every mutation is like a power. It's just sometimes a appearance. For example, the mutant who is like a blob, like all of his body parts are in this type of jello. His story is really tough because it's like he has no kind of power, he has no advantage really. That's just he's just a mutant, you know. So it really does go into that idea. And to be fair, when they had all the discussions and when they had the Friends of Humanity, when you look at their dialogue, it is actual real world dialogue. Like he was like, what I hate more is when you're complaining about it, like we have it
Bro,
hard too. And I was
real,
like,
real.
yo, I hear this shit somewhere, dog. I hear this shit somewhere else. I've heard this. I've heard this conversation. I've had this conversation. I've seen this conversation. Because it's like, dog, how can you see you watching the mutants and you're like, but you'll have powers. What's so bad about your life having powers? And it's like, brother,
You,
you,
you.
you, it's you. Cause like, dog, men asking all it. Because the thing is, the mutants ain't even trying to like take over. Now, yes, Magneto really did set a bad precedent in that where the super beings, I was like, oh, okay, Magneto, that was kind of it kind of played into people problems. But you can't even put that on Magneto because, in a sense, Magneto is basically trying. Even when Magneto was explaining his transgressions had a reason. That man was saying, "Dog, you were blowing up my spot so much, I couldn't just stand there and let you kill us." You know, so it's like we're getting more dialogue into the mutants, and I think that's why 97 is going to do well. Because I'm not saying 90s never did. The 90s did it very well. But it was very cartoonish. Let me look back at it. I don't want to be
Yeah.
disrespectful. And I know a lot of old heads are going to hear this. Let me be real. It was very cartoonish for its time. Let's be real. Down
Oh,
to voice act down to voice acting. Or you ever hear when Xavier was getting headaches or was in pain?
Ah,
what?
ah, a sensation in my head.
So much power.
I mean, that is just how it was at the time. So because
Yeah.
me watching who Blade Blade, it's like that is just how it was back in the day. So it's like,
No, Blade is wild too, though. Blade was wild though.
shut up, Blade Blade. I watch all the old season. It's on YouTube. I enjoy myself. Kai Guy from Beyblade original series have the most aura I've ever seen in a character. I almost cried after that series. That I was like, anything this man do in this show have so much aura. I'm like, what the fuck? Like this man legit at the end of the season start to pull up his clothes like a fucking ninja. And I started to blow up shit. I'm like, fuck yeah, nigga. Still up. But at the end, it is not the podcast for that. But anything else? Because we looking that we could wrap it up. Anything that we want to talk about before we wrap up? And
No, I
Um,
think this was a great
yeah.
session.
Because I mean, Invincible drop, but we will talk about that next week.
because
We will talk about.
I ain't watching that bullshit.
Yeah,
That's it.
yeah, watch that.
I ain't watching it until I get all the episodes because I'm not jumping into Netflix, bro. When they finish,
Oh no, it's Amazon.
when they well, same thing. See, Amazon,
Lol.
rich people, same rich people. I don't know, but
Oh,
me personally, I'm going to binge it because that kind of, it's like thinking about it now, it kind of leave a sour taste in my mouth in terms of just, you really did this to hype people for this new service that all they had. Yes, we like Invincible, but bro, you'll do that.
yeah,
You'll do that after the price hike and whatever. Like my guy, we it, it kind of just kills the flow of the season for me though personally. So I'm waiting for all the things so I can just watch it in one go. Cause
low,
I'm not really into the mood to just
low key,
wait.
low key. I understand what you're saying because it was really tough to get back into it. Because I remember when they dropped they showed the episodes. I don't want to spoil it, but all the episodes really got my interest back. But at the same time, it really was like a real inconsistent run by.
Yeah, and that's the only thing that kind of ruined the show from like not totally, but it kind of ruined the season. So I'm just gonna wait for.
Same. I'm not saying, but I watching it as time goes. But I understand what you're saying.
Uh,
Yeah, but basically we kind of cover all around here, dog.
so we are finished with the first episode of TV Pong. Any final thoughts? Real quick, real quick.
Nah, all
Um,
good. Excited for the next episodes of X-Men 97.
Same, and also too, people need to have more media literacy because it's kind of embarrassing, dog.
No,
Always.
no, it's not good. I would just say, man, not going to take that in. I would just watch them. That is why I don't be on social media. But I digress. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
Real shit. Right, we ending. Yeah.
Yep.
Blah.
it is.